Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It's Steve here with your player rating show after Liverpool beat Crystal Palace 3-1 at Selhurst Park. Wow, what a game. They put us through the mill, they often do. But in the end, like they often do, Liverpool Football Club came out on top. My job over the next 15-20 minutes or so is to give every single one of these fellas behind me on this board a rating out of 10 for their performance. I would love you guys to help me do just that in the live chat. I'll need all the help you can get because I'll be honest, I haven't made my mind up on plenty of them. Before we get there though, I also want you guys to let me know who was Liverpool's best player, who was your man of the match. To do that, all you got to do is put an exclamation mark, the word vote, a space, and then the number of the player which correlates to this list over here. So it's I can't say that word every time. It's an exclamation mark, vote, a space, and then the number of the player here. So for example, if you think Alisson Becker was Liverpool's man of the match, which I suspect plenty of you might, it will be exclamation mark, vote, space, 1, hit return. At the end of the show, we'll tally up all your votes and we'll see who you guys on the live show thought was Liverpool's best player in that game. As well as that, like I said before, if you're watching live, please do use the chat and let me know what you guys think of the ratings as I go through them. There's no need to write vote, no marks, no space, nothing like that. Just literally tell me the player's name, your rating, and if you want to give a little bit of an explanation or a bit of description why you thought that, please do so as well. Before we hit the live chat then, just a quick shout out to Patrick Evans, who's just upgraded his YouTube membership to a cult hero status. Thanks very much, Patrick. We appreciate the support. Right then, let's get cracking with the player ratings. Alisson Becker, looking magnificent in his black kit. He's got a bit more curly hair than he has on this picture here as well. He looked a little bit like a guitar hero, being up all night writing his new songs. But he didn't perform like that at all, did he? He performed absolute miracles. Yes, I was going to say he was unbeatable, but technically he wasn't because he did kind of get beat. But that wasn't his fault at all. At that point, there was nothing he could do. Other than that, I thought he was absolutely sensational. Please let me know in the comments and the live chat rather what rating you give Alisson Becker. I've got a pretty good feeling what I'm going to give him, but I'm going to make sure you guys agree with me. So, Ankit gives him a 10. Martin, says Ali 10. Gavin gives him a 10 as well. We've got a 10 from Ty. We've got a 10 from Coach Dom, a 10 from John. We've got, what else have we got? Blue Penguin, 9.5. I don't know what he lost half a mark for. I've got no idea. Skyrim Jones, Alisson was imperious today, especially for the save off the offside goal. That was a really good one as well. Doesn't really count. Give him, I think he's wrote 100 million there. I can't do that really. I can only give 10s. If I could give 11s, like David suggests, I would do that as well. He would very much deserve an 11 out of 10. If the rules of the game let me do that, but no, Alisson Becker obviously gets a 10. He was absolutely magnificent because he is absolutely magnificent. What a goalkeeper that man is. Absolute hero of Liverpool Football Club today. Yes, we scored 3 goals, but my goodness gracious me, he makes some amazing saves. The save off the back heel from Edouard is ridiculous. The reactions to get down to that are absurd. The one where he nearly gets lobbed and comes back and crashes into his post. The guy even goes round him at one point and he somehow manages to get a hand on that as well. He was just imperious. He gets a 10. I don't even think it's a debate. Anyone who suggests otherwise, I just absolutely disagree with you. I'm sorry, I really do. Let's have a little look then. A few more chats on Alisson, and I think rightly so. I think he deserves it. Gareth Berg, give him a 20. Yeah, I would definitely do that. David says that Ali broke all the rules. That was against any law of physics. He was the best, says the other David. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. He was magnificent. Right then, Andy Robertson. This game's weird because Liverpool were absolutely amazing for 35, 40 minutes. And then it got really hard for them afterwards. So it's going to be really difficult to decide the balance of that. Because Andy Robertson was amazing. Again, 2 assists. The corner is an absolute worldie. It's a dream ball. The second assist to Oxlade-Chamberlain is an amazing ball as well. He had a bit of a tough time against Elise at times, to be fair. He got turned inside out a couple of times, which is very rare for Andy Robertson, but he also won his battles as well. This one's going to be quite tough. I'm not 100% sure the range or what number I'm going to give Robbo, rather. So I'm going to come to you guys to help me out. Ankit gives him an 8. Neuer gives him a 7.5. Sir Naki gives him a 9. Gareth, one of our members, gives him a 10 for his 2 assists. Martin says 8. Skyrim Jones, Robertson is another 10. He's quickly catching up on the Premier League assist record for a defender. He's currently second in that race, only behind Leighton Baines, and I'm sure he'll catch him at some point. And Andy Robertson doesn't carry a guitar around on international duty, so therefore he should be higher up that list. Anyway, we've got... Opus says a 10 for the first half. That's where I'm at. I have to balance these things out. Ty says 8. Brian says 9. Kev says 8.5. Demolition Rob gives him an 8. We've got 9s, 8s, 10s. Lots and lots and lots and lots of different numbers in there. It's really, really difficult for me to say. I think I'm going to give him a... I think I'm going to say a 9. Right then, calm. I felt myself getting carried away there. I felt my decibels getting louder and louder. Producer Joe was probably getting deafened in his ear. Calm down, Steve. It was a win. It is a win. I'm very much emotional. I'm fueled on a lot of caffeine as well. I was up all night watching my NFL team get battered, so I'm wired on caffeine as well as the Reds winning. Virgil van Dijk then gets a goal that he very much deserves. What a bullet header that was, by the way. Free run in the box, Crystal Palace. What are you thinking? The one rule if you're playing against Liverpool on corner kicks, don't give Virgil van Dijk a free header. Well, you did, and it cost you. It was at your peril that you did that. Right then, let me know your thoughts of Virgil. On the goal, he doesn't cover himself in glory, I don't think. He's probably a half a yard slow. There's a couple of times, actually, where he looked a little bit off the pace. I do wonder if the 3 games in a week came back to bite Virgil on the backside a little bit. Some of his passing was still absolutely ridiculous. Like, out of this world, on the button. The switches of play. He has one to Henderson, which is just one of the best passes you'll ever see. It was out of this world good. But yeah, all in all, I think... I'm thinking more in the 8 to 9 range. I've decided yet. Let's have a little look what you guys think about Virgil. Let's see. We've got Eamon gives him a 9. We've got, what have we got here? Martin, Big Virg, 9. Danny, 9. Calm as you like. Brian, 9.5. We've got Nick, who gives him an 8. Ty gives him a 9. Nick gives him an 8. We've got the Blue Penguin, who gives him an 8.5. We've got Jan, who gives him a 7.35. Shout out. We've got Alpha gives him an 8. Gaza gives him an 8 as well. Coach Dom gives him an 8.5. Demolition Rob, Virgil was a 9. You can't stop him. He is an absolute unit. The best centre-back in the galaxy. Nick, he was a bit at fault for the goal, but he gets the opener and was solid all round. 8. 8 for Gareth as well, and 8 for Dagsy. Yeah, I think 8's fair because I agree. He wasn't amazing for the goal. It wasn't completely his fault. It was a good move by Crystal Palace. He does get his goal as well. His passing was really good, so at 8. Joel Matip then came into the game with a bit of question marks about his fitness. He didn't have the best of games against Arsenal. I think it was fair to say he would come off a half-time with what we think was like a precautionary injury issue. He starts this game and he defended quite well at times, but then his passing at times was horrendous. That pass across the back was just like, I've never seen anything like that. Well, I have, because it happened a few minutes earlier as well, but it's fine. Matip wasn't amazing with the ball today. It wasn't one of his better games. He still had some very good clearances, some good duels, some aerial battles that he won as well, but he wasn't at his best. I think it's fair to say. Let me know what you guys think of Matip's performance. Let's see, Coach Dom gives him a 7.5. Danny gives him a 6. He was very sloppy. Joel needs a game out just to catch a breather. 6.5 to Skyrim Jones. He gets 2 weeks off now, so I think you're right. He did look tired. Eamon gives him a 7. Nick gives him a 6. Bollabold gives him a 5. Salim gives him a 6. David says 6. The Ghost Leader says 6. We got 4 from RBTZ. David gives him a 5. Gareth, our member, 7.5 for Matip. He loses half a point because he didn't go on one of his runs. He didn't do much of that, you're right. Uros, 7. We've got 6.5 from Ali. We've got loads of different ratings there. We've got a 7 from Demolition Rob as well. Says Matip was a 7. He should have been taken off a half-time, says RBTZ. Toby gives him a 4 as well. Harry, 4. I would prefer Kanate now. I think I'm going to say 6. A solid 6. 6. I thought he was okay at times, but some of it wasn't at his best. Trent Alexander-Arnold, again. First of all, let's just appreciate the pass that sets up the penalty instant. Whether you think it's a penalty or not, and I'm so sure some of you will, and some of you won't, and I will ask for you guys' opinion on that later when we get to Diogo Jota's mark. But let's just appreciate how good the pass was from Trent. It was out of this world. It was unbelievable. To spot it and put it on an absolute sixpence, the man is a genius at times. Wasn't his best game. He was a little bit sloppy with the ball at times, got beaten a couple of times as well. He was all right. That pass was just absolutely sensational. James said it was an unreal ball. You're absolutely right. We've got Danny. Hello, Danny. Says Trent gets a 7. Toby says 7. David says 7. Brian says 8.5. I think Brian might have given 8.5 to every single person so far. LFC Gamer is voting rather, so ignore that one. James gives him an 8. Skyrim Jones 7.5. 0.5 for the pass alone, but a lot of hopping balls too. We've got 7 from Alpha. We've got Trent 6. He looked tired in the second half. I agree. He did look tired. He definitely did look tired. 8 just for the pass alone, says Jan. Gareth gives him a 6. Yeah, Simon gives him a 7.5. I think... Oh, I'm going to give him a 7. Pretty good, not bad. And he gets a little... Probably a 6.5 until he makes that pass. And that pass is just so good that he gets that. Right then. Moving on to Fabinho. Again, this is another one because, again, for the first half, I thought he was really good. Takes the penalty, by the way, steps up in the absence of Salah. James Milner's about to come on the pitch, is not in time. Maybe he would have took it if he'd come on just a couple of minutes earlier. We'll never know. Fabinho, then, what do we give Fab? Let's have a little look at what you guys think. Nick gives him an 8. Fab gets an 8 from Bollerbold as well. 8 from Ty, 9 from Alpha, 7.5 from Eamon, 7.5 from Luke, 8 from Uros Keenan gives him an 8, 8 from Danny, 8 from Harry as well. Forward, sorry, Distorted then counter, says Fabinho, 8. A solid game, a few wayward passes, but cool from the spot. He was very, very cool from the spot. He didn't do much wrong and scored a pen. Fabinho, 8, says Gaza. We've got an 8 from Coach Dom as well, been good the last couple of games. He really has. 7 from Toby, not bad. Gets an 8 from me, I think. It's strange because these marks are a little bit higher than I potentially thought they were going to be when I started, because for about half an hour to 40 minutes, Liverpool weren't very good at all. And yet I've given some pretty high marks out there. Yeah, I think I'm okay with those. I've reserved the right to go back perhaps and change them. But I think that's all right for me. Curtis Jones, I think it was a game or two halves from Curtis. I thought he was instrumental in the first half, and then he was a little bit lost in the second half. We didn't really see much of him at all. Maybe the flow of the game didn't help there. I thought he got a little bit careless at times. I'm not too sure. Let me know what you guys think in the chat then, what you thought of Curtis' performance. Because again, I'm balancing the two halves, and I'm trying to find out where I would land somewhere in the middle. Let's have a little look. Sayam says 7.5. Jones has to be a 7, says Boller Bold. 7.5 from David Parry. Luke gives him a 6. I forgot he was on the second half, and that's kind of where I'm falling. Good first half, not amazing second half. Skyrim Jones says Curtis 6.5 or a 7. Kirk gets an 8 from David, a 7 from Cam. 5.5 from Coach Don because he held the ball far too long at times. 7, 6.5. He's got loads, and that's the thing. I think I'm guessing he was kind of like an 8, and then he was like 5 or 6. So I'm thinking somewhere in the 6.5, 7 range. I think I'm going to say 6.5. Because when we needed our midfield in the second half, he wasn't really there. I'm going to go 6.5 for Curtis. Good start, faded away at the end. I think that's probably fair. Got away with one, didn't he, as well, when he got tackled on the edge of his own box. Maybe he was fouled, but we'll never know. Jordan Henderson, I saw a lot of people on social media slagging the captain off, and I actually thought he was pretty good. I thought he had a good game, especially in the second half. He looked like the only player who had any sense of danger. Like, he was the one snuffing things out. He was getting back, interceptions, a couple of tackles as well. His use of the ball wasn't amazing, I think. I think he was a bit sloppy at times, giving the ball away. Let's have a little look at what you guys think. I'm tempted to say he was similar to Jones. Very good mix. I don't know. Let's see what you think. Radboot says Hendo 6. Bollerbowl says give him a 6. Toby gives him an 8. Hickory Dickory gives him a 6. David R gives him a 7 for his defensive duties. He was at 8 or 8.5. He was a proper captain. He shifted to defence when the team needed it. He put the team over himself, says Blue Penguin. I agree with that. I thought he took responsibility well in the second half. I thought he was poor actually on the ball, but off the ball, he was good, getting himself back into positions as well. Curtis must be higher if Hendo gets anywhere near a 6. Yeah, I disagree, because I thought Henderson was better than Curtis Jones, and that's what this is, or at least the same. I don't think there's a big difference. I did see this on social media. Again, everyone's entitled to an opinion. I thought he was the only person who sensed any type of danger, and for that reason, I'm going to give him, I think I'm going to give him the same rating as Curtis, because I don't think he was as good on the ball, but I thought he was very good without it. I think they both deserve around that 6-7 range, so let's split the difference and go 6.5 then. Let's start. We've got the three strikers left to do then, and obviously our subs as well. And I'll remove the guys who didn't play in a moment as we talk through those. First of all, then we've got Jota, Firmino and Chamberlain. Who shall we go for first? Let's go for Jota. He's at the top of the board. Wins the penalty, obviously, whether you think it's a foul or not. Let me know. Just a quick yes or no now. Let's do a tiny little tally. Yes or no. Do you think it was a penalty? Very, very quickly. Let's have a little look what you guys think. I'm going to wait for a few votes to come in as you guys start throwing some numbers in for them as well. We've got some 7s, we've got some 8s as well for Jota. Free Django, yes, it was a pen. Rabbit, yes. Never a pen from Luke. Yes from the Blue Penguin. Yes from Danny. Not a pen from Siam. We've got yes from Glass and no from Anil. Yes from Uros. Yes from Jeannie and Josh as well. No from Dwayne. Yes from Gareth. As you can see, lots of yeses and lots of no's coming in. It's splitting opinion. In the end, really, who gives a fuck? Because he got it. And he plays for us and we got a pen and we won the game. So it's absolutely fine. But I'm not quite sure it was. In terms of his overall number for his rating, then let's have a look what some of you guys are saying. Coach John says a 7 for Jota. I don't think it was a pen, no. We've got an 8 for Norman. We've got an 8 for Gareth, a 7 from Gaza, 6.5 from, I think that's Abdul, a 7 from Toby, we've got 7.5 from Skyrim Jones, never a pen, but smiley face, fair enough. Jota gets a 7 from the Blue Penguin. He dived, says Aaron. I don't think he dived, I think he just played for it a little bit. Diogo gets a 7 from Dwayne, a 7 from Coach Dom. Let's have a little look. We've got a 6 from Hasnat, a 6.5 from Dagsy, 7. Yeah, it pains me to say, but no, I don't think it was a pen. I tend to don't think it was a pen, but I'm not that bothered anyway. We got it. It was soft. Oh. I'm going to give him a 7. I'm getting the sense that I might have marked this a bit high, considering how poor I thought Liverpool were for about 40 minutes of the game. But hey ho, it's how it's panned out. Roberto Firmino, again, first half, I thought he was excellent. I thought we saw the best of Bobby Firmino. I thought he looked knackered by the end of it. And when that game got a little bit stressed, we didn't really see enough of him at times. So let me know what you guys think about Bobby's performance. I'm tempted to give him a similar, like 6.5-ish. That's what I'm kind of thinking, but let me see what you guys reckon. A 7.5 from Eamon. A 7 from Bullabolt, 6.5 from Uros, 7 from Dwayne. We've got a 7.5 from the Ghost Leader. Toby gives him a 7.5. 6 from Bekumusa. Apologies, I've got your name wrong there. That was as it moving very fast, I did my best to see it. Harry, I think, gives him a 6. He was sloppy in the second half. Firmino was rubbish. He gave the ball away too much, as Hasnat. So we've got 6s, we've got 7s, we've got 6.5s. My thinking is, he was very, very good in the first 40, not so great in the second, by which metric he ends up getting a 6.5. Because I think he was kind of in that range, given across the game. Oxlade-Chamberlain, very, very, very good goal. Takes his goal very, very well indeed, does the Ox. Obviously comes off after like an hour, and I'll be honest, I think Liverpool were worse for a while when he went off. I think we lost any sense of being able to run in behind or do anything in terms of that. Everything had to be to feet, and when that happened, I don't think Liverpool were good at that. I don't think we held the ball up well. Let's see what you guys think. The Ox gets a 6 from... I think that's harsh. Did you not see the goal? What a goal. An 8 from Norman, a 7 from Phil. We've got a 7 from the J Collectors. We've got... let me see. Someone's telling me... What? Paul, please sack Steve. Why are you sacking me for? I'm just reading out your numbers. Look, what have I done? Don't blame me. You guys are the ones who are saying the numbers. I'm just kind of tallying them all up. Don't be having a go at me. Have a look at your peers. Sack all them. An 8 from Gareth, an 8 from Haikal, an 8 from Danny, an 8 from Aaron, a 7.5 from Demolition Rob. I think 8's high. Is it? No, I think 8's right. I think 8's right. I think I've given out. I feel like I may have overmarked again here. There's a lot of high numbers. I don't think Liverpool were that good for a while. Right then, let's remove some of these subs who didn't get on the pitch for a while, and let's keep the ones who did. I think that would be wise. You guys can all just slide away down there. Right then, we've got Minamino, we've got Milner, and we've got Joe Gomez here to mark up next then. Right then, Taki Minamino is first. I thought Liverpool got worse when Taki came on, and I'm not necessarily blaming Taki entirely for that. I just felt like we lost all semblance of any threat of running in behind whatsoever. We couldn't ping the ball over the top for Ox to try and chase down. Taki Minamino wants everything to feet. Let's have a look at this. What you guys... Minamino gets a 4 from Nish, never seen him. Faris gives him a 6. Andy gives him a 6. Ghost Leader gives him a 6. J Collectors gives him a 5. Did he touch the ball? Says Skyrim Jones. 5.5 or 6. Minamino is non-existent. He gets a 0. Hasn't a very, very harsh grader indeed. Smile, pal, we won. It's all gravy. Chill your beans. Let's push those votes up a little bit. Minamino gets a 4. He was 6. We were already terrible before he came on. 6. He was like a 4K8 today, says Demolition Rob. I didn't see him. I think even 6 is too high. I think 5. And I didn't see a lot of him, to be honest. And he was on the pitch for a while. James Milner came on, a couple of good tackles. It was very, very late on, wasn't it? So I don't think... Let's not waste too much time with Milner and Gomez. I think they weren't on for that long in the pair of them. Gomez makes one crucial tackle, I think, and wins a couple of headers. Milner's the same. I'm just going to give them both a 6. I think that's fair to say. Give them both a 6. Looking at these numbers then, I do feel like they are a bit high. But again, based on the first half, the second half performances, again, that's the thing, isn't it? Because I think a lot of them would have been very, very high. 8, maybe 9 for the first half, and then loads of 5s and 6s perhaps for the second half. That's why a lot of them have kind of fell in the middle. So yeah, is there any ratings there, guys, that you are absolutely aggrieved with? I think looking back at it, I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with these. I think I'm all right. I think Liverpool, again, given the fact that it was really, really good for like the first half and then really, really bad, I think we average out somewhere in the middle. I'm definitely happy with Alisson getting his 10. Steer's always harsh on Taki. I didn't see what he did. So again, if you feel free to let me know I'm wrong, but I didn't actually see him do anything. The other two got a 6 because they were hardly on the pitch. But yeah, I've gone Taki 5. Paul's looking at me over there with a strange look. Taki 5? Paul says 6, so I'm going to change that. No, that'd be such a coward's move if I do. Because my boss told me. Because I told my boss told me to. I'm going to stick with it. Right then, they're my ratings. Like I say, if you're not watching this live, feel free to slag me off in the comments like you always do. It's absolutely fine. I can take it. It's fine. I say, my justification, I'll repeat myself again. Really, really good, really, really bad. So averages out somewhere in the middle. Man of the match time then. Let me see who you guys voted as your man of the match. I'm going to guess with a great deal of certainty that it was Alisson Becker. Joe, how much of the percentage of the vote did Alisson Becker get? Because he definitely won. 76% of you give Alisson Becker your man of the match votes. I'd be interested to know who the other 24% of you voted for, to be honest with you. Perhaps Jota, I don't know. It's fine. Right then. That is that for the player rating show. Thank you very much for joining me. Thanks very much for chatting along with me as well. Really, really do appreciate it. That was really hard because, like I said, game of 2 halves. And all that, it's what's that final number that you land on? I think we're all okay with that. Maybe a little bit of maybe I'm a bit of an easy marker, but listen, Liverpool won. I'm happy, and like I say, I am full of caffeine. If you guys want even more Redmen goodness in your live, streaming live on Redmen Plus in about 15 minutes. If you're watching along live now, will be the instant match reaction. If you head on over to the redmentv.com, join Redmen Plus if you haven't already. You will get the instant match reaction. Paul and I will chat through everything about that game for a good 20 minutes, half an hour. And then tomorrow morning, Monday morning, we'll have the final word show where everyone can go home and watch the match again and do the stats and do everything they need to do and have an hour-long chat all about how magnificent Liverpool are and how great it was that they've closed the gap to Manchester City by beating Crystal Palace. Like I say, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed the video, just never mention it to anybody again. If you haven't enjoyed it, tell your friends it was boss. Yeah, like I say, give us 15 minutes so we'll be live over on Redmen Plus. Until then, I'll see you all later. Goodbye.
Hey, if you want to get your name here and be a club legend like so many have so far, join up to Redmen Plus. You get an incredible range of Liverpool content. Our Netflix for Liverpool fans style services there for you, documentaries, features, interviews, and yes, we also have the club legend here. So if you want to go a bit deeper, get a deeper connection with us and with Liverpool Football Club as well, then sign up to the redmentv.com. Redmen Plus at a club legend tier, and there's loads of extra bonus perks for you as well. Check it out.